Hello there, welcome to Create Inspire. My name is Kevin, and today we're going to take a look at how to retouch a product like this fitness tracker onto a stock photo. So why stock photo, you may ask? That's because usage of stock photo can save you loads of production time and money. So without further ado, let's dive right in. We'll be using this image from 123rf.com, businesswoman with a luggage and a passport. Basically, the message that we are trying to convey is that fitness tracker can be used anytime, anywhere, and especially if you're on the go. The idea is to superimpose the product picture taken by yourself onto the stock photo. So it's best to study the model's pose and lighting of the selected photo so that we know what sort of angle to shoot the photo at. If you don't have a high-end DSLR camera, you can always use the mobile phone or another compact cam. Unless it's for larger prints, then maybe a higher spec camera will work better. So once that is done, let's just go on ahead and load our pictures into the canvas. We're just going to rotate and try to place it and match it with the size of the wrist as best as we can. In this case, turning down the opacity does help a bit. So once that's done, let's go on ahead and create a mask and further mask the excessive areas away. We can always hit the backslash key if you want to check or enter the quick mask mode. Always check on your brush thickness, hardness, so that you are able to get a softer, more consistent edge to your mask. So do not forget to check out the holes so that we don't miss masking them out. Once we are in quick mask mode, you can also tap on the tilde key. That's the key beside number 1 on the keyboard to enter this mask mode where you can see the black and white maps. It's a good way to check if you have any areas that accidentally left out or it's imperfect mask, where you can visit these spots and do more touch up to it. I always like to do 1 pixel matting just to remove this sort of like 1 pixel edge away from the mask. Just another step to make it a bit more clean, and there you go. Right, we're just gonna move it and rotate it just to match it even more. After a few rounds of masking, we can now place our fitness tracker and do further mask away excessive areas. So notice that the screen is reversed. That's because we flipped it around earlier. This can be remedied by just selecting the screen and duplicate a layer out. Just sort of flip back again so that we get a correct logo on the watch as well. Transform the shape a bit, hold down Control and click on the points that you want to control and just drag until you align the screen properly. Once that's done, just merge the layers down so that you get one layer. We seem to have noticed some residue there. Just select the patch tool, select the area and drag it to an area with a similar texture. So what we are going to do now is to try to match the overall color of the stock photo. Click to add an adjustment layer. In this case, I've chosen curves, and just drag the center point upwards a bit. Clip it to your fitness tracker layer and mask off the excessive areas. Similarly, we can do it with the areas that we want it to be a bit darkened. There seem to be some extreme highlights that we can find on the fitness tracker. So go ahead and create a new layer. What we can do is just select a brush. Let's tweak the opacity to a low opacity, maybe 20 or 30. Just sample the colors around the fitness tracker and just brush over the highlights very gently. Do this same step with the other side. This is sort of remove the extreme highlights that can be found on the fitness tracker. Alright, once we have got that out of the way, let's start to create our shadows. Shadow is a very important step to make the whole composite look a bit more real. So I went ahead and duplicate the fitness tracker layer, give it a color overlay of black, and flatten the blend mode, and perhaps just give it a blur filter. Place it beneath the fitness tracker and mask the excessive areas away. We can then change this layer to overlay blend mode. That will sort of give the dark areas a tone. Duplicate it a few times. Now we change the top layer to multiply. And maybe tweak the opacity to, say, around half. And second overlay layer, we can tweak it to around half as well. Let's check the before and after. Okay, moving on. We are going to do further rectifying of shadows and highlights on the fitness tracker itself. Go ahead and create a layer, select the mode to overlay, and click on the checkbox to fill it with overlay neutral color. Use a soft brush again, and just hit the transfer mode. If you have a tablet driver installed and a tablet, it will be better as your strokes will be more natural. And just use a black brush to tone down areas that you want. In this case, I'm just going to darken up this area a bit more. And I've also find this area to be a bit too dark to my liking. So select the white brush and start brushing away. You can see the difference here. This sort of gives it a more balanced lighting. And if you switch it to normal mode, you can sort of see the map. It's a way to dodge and burn your image without affecting the original layer. So at this point, the excessive strap seems to be a bit too much. So we are just going to remove it by just masking away in the layer on the layer itself. Alright, once done, let's just rename our layer. Do some further touching up. Just to give it a bit, reduce the highlights a bit on the edge. And now we just go on ahead and just slightly remove the blemishes on the watch. You can use a mixture of a patch tool or clone stamp tool, whatever that does the job. I've noticed that the area lacks a bit of shadow as well, so now we're just going to add on a bit more. Again, use a create a new layer underneath the finish tracker and just use a black brush to just brush the shape of the shadow. Okay, that should do the trick. And now we're going to try to do a bit more color correction on the finish tracker itself. So go ahead and create a new curves layer and just sort of tweak its contrast, and we can clip it to the fitness tracker layer. And create another curves layer and sort of reduce the red just a little bit and maybe increase the blue. So this step is we're trying to match the color cast that is existing on the fitness tracker. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce the saturation just a bit, as it seems to me that currently the fitness tracker is still a bit too saturated. Well, for this step, we just tweaked the position a bit more, so just going to do some quick editing. So once the tweaking is done, what I will do is duplicate the layer from the fitness trackers to the top layer, group them together, duplicate it and merge it. Because what we want to achieve is to try to match the sort of blurriness or the depth of field of the photo to our fitness tracker. So go on ahead and use the blur tool and again check your brush settings and just brush over it. I wouldn't use too hard of a brush and just do a couple of strokes and just compare the results. Once that's done, we can further add in the realism by introducing sort of like highlights of the reflection. Similar step as before. Create the curves, make it a bit brighter and clip it to your fitness tracker copy. Mask away the excessive areas. We can replicate the blur just by using blur tool and blur the map or the mask. And there we have it. So we can further add texture to our finish tracker. the screen of the fitness tracker by copying what's available on our stock photo. Copy it, give it a bit of feather, and rename the layer. Change the layer's blend mode to overlay and clip it to our fitness tracker. Again, mask the excessive areas away. And tweak the opacity and its saturation. Okay, that looks good for now. We're just going to introduce a bit more blue to our fitness tracker again. And we're almost there. Another touch of realism that I would like to introduce is the skin tone reflection that's reflected on the fitness tracker. It's just a faint color that basically we can sample from the skin tone and just brush on top of it on a new layer. Do set the layer's blend mode to color. Let's just go ahead and rename the layer, and that's it. So one final touch is always check the overview of your composite, which in this case I notice is still not quite there yet. So as you can see, the right side of the strap looks a bit dark compared to the left side, which it's kind of opposite from the stock photo. As you can see, the inside of the wrist is a bit brighter. So what we're going to do is just balance out the lighting here by again using a curves adjustment layer. You can see the before and after here, and there we have it. It's all about using the right angle of your product photo, manipulating the shadows and highlights, and trying to match as close as possible to the selected stock photo. So leave us a comment if you have any questions at all, and do help us by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for viewing, and enjoy this photo of a potato wearing a fitness tracker. Goodbye.